The following recording is the beta version of a program being developed by the Education Broadcasting Network, EBN, for the Ministry of Education in Jamaica. It contains valid materials generated by the grade-level national curriculum, which children will find helpful in their pursuit of knowledge. In order to best shape the final product, you are invited to send questions and concerns to feedback@moeschools.edu.jm.
Hello GSAT students. This is your revision time. Welcome to the first session in a series of revision programs just for you. The Ministry of Education wants you to do extremely well, and so we have put together this program to ensure that your goals are achieved. I am Mrs. Karen Goburn. I am here to ensure that all questions are clearly answered so that you will not forget the concepts that you were taught. Just before we do that, we need to take a little break. We'll be right back. Welcome back, students. We have with us today Ms. Carleen Reed, writer and social studies specialist in our GSAT revision program. Welcome, Ms. Reed. We are starting, as usual, with questions coming in online. Keep them coming, children. Our first one today, coming in from St. Catherine, is, what is the best way to tell Jamaica's location?
Compass direction can be used to tell the location of Jamaica. Jamaica is in the Caribbean, south of Cuba, and to the north of Colombia in South America. Lines of latitude and longitude can also be used to tell Jamaica's direction. Jamaica is located in the western and northern hemispheres. Kingston, Jamaica is located at latitude 18 degrees north and longitude 77 degrees west.
Could you explain for us compass directions, Ms. Reed?
A compass has 4 cardinal points. They are north, south, east, and west. It also has 4 intercardinal points. These are points between the 4 cardinal points. They are called northeast, southeast, northwest, and southwest. These points are also used to tell the direction of one place from another.
Okay, Ms. Reed, what if I were given a question that is asked, what is the direction of Jamaica from Cuba? How would I now use the compass to help me?
In order to tell direction using a compass, you must follow certain steps. Step 1, you asked about Jamaica and Cuba. First, we need to identify the 2 places on the map. In this case, those 2 places are Jamaica and Cuba. Then, we need to find where the direction is to be taken from. In this case, it is from Cuba, because the question was asked, where is Jamaica located in relation to Cuba? Draw your compass at Cuba, then draw a line from Cuba to Jamaica. Read your compass. Your answer should be Jamaica is south of Cuba.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Reed. This student is asking a question regarding lines of latitude and longitude, and it's coming from Kingston. He says, I am not clear as to how to locate places using lines of latitude and longitude. How does he do that?
Lines of latitude and longitude are drawn on maps and globes to help us to locate places. These lines form a grid, which is used to determine the exact location of a place. Lines of latitude are horizontal lines on the map. These lines are numbered in degrees. The degree is found on the line or at the end of the line. The starting point for lines of latitude is the equator. The equator is 0 degrees. The lines of latitude are numbered from the equator, which is 0 to 90 degrees, both in a northerly direction and in a southerly direction. The lines of longitude are the vertical lines on the grid. They are also numbered in degrees. Greenwich Meridian, also called the prime meridian, is the starting point for the lines of longitude. The lines of longitude are numbered from the Greenwich Meridian to 180 degrees.
But what if I'm still having a problem finding places on or using the lines of longitude and latitude? How do I go about that?
Identify the city or place on the map. Let's look at Kingston, Jamaica, for example. Read the latitude first. Read from the equator, which is 0 degrees. Places that are north of the equator are in the northern hemisphere, and places which are south of the equator are in the southern hemisphere. Jamaica is in the northern hemisphere because it is to the north of the equator. Therefore, your answer must have the letter N after the degrees. Kingston, Jamaica is therefore 18 degrees north. That is the closest latitude line. Read the longitude next. Start at the prime meridian, which is the 0 degree line of longitude. If the place is to the east of the prime meridian, it is in the eastern hemisphere. If it is to the west of the prime meridian, it is in the western hemisphere. Jamaica is in the western hemisphere. Kingston, Jamaica is 77 degrees west. The coordinates for Kingston, Jamaica is therefore 18 degrees north and 77 degrees west.
Thank you, Ms. Reed. Our students have been doing well so far. We have a lot of questions coming in. Keep them coming, children. Next question from St. Elizabeth. How is it possible to have snow in the tropical zone?
Even though the tropics refers to places on or close to the equator that are usually hot or warm all year round, it is possible for some places to experience snow. This is because those places are very high above sea level. Our Blue Mountain Peak is very cold, but if it were much higher, we would have had snow as well.
Thank you, Ms. Reed. I have a student here who says she's confused about the difference between CARICOM and the Commonwealth. Could you explain to her for me?
CARICOM, or Caribbean Community, is an economic association formed in 1973 by 4 Caribbean countries. Today, many more countries form part of this community. CARICOM functions as a link for economic cooperation among member states. The Commonwealth is a large group of nations which were once or still are colonies of Britain. 17 countries from the group are within the Caribbean. The main aim of the Commonwealth is to maintain and foster a high level of cooperation among its members. Commonwealth people participate in a number of activities such as sport, higher education, cultural celebrations, among others. CARICOM consists only of Caribbean states. These countries come together to improve the economic conditions of their people, while the Commonwealth is only related because of their connection with Britain. So, some Commonwealth countries are also members of CARICOM.
Ms. Reed, this next student would like to know the difference between climate and weather.
Climate refers to the average weather condition of the atmosphere over a period of many years. For example, the climatic condition in Jamaica is warm to hot all year round, but there are places that are much cooler because they are high up above sea level. Weather refers to the daily atmospheric conditions of a place, whether it is sunny, cloudy, rainy, windy, and so on. The condition can change from one hour to the next, or it can change from day to day. Today may be cloudy, tomorrow may be windy, today may be rainy, tomorrow may be bright and sunny. The difference here is that Weather is short-term, while climate spans a longer period, usually an average of 35 years or more.
Thank you again, Ms. Reed. This student says that she has no idea about the difference between or among a peninsula, a delta, and a bay.
A peninsula is a piece of land that is almost surrounded by water. A small part of it is attached to the mainland. An example of this is the Yucatan Peninsula in Central America. A delta is land which is formed at the mouth of a river, where the river flows into the sea, or in a large valley where the river runs. Deltas are created from deposition and sediment carried by the river over a period of time. A bay is a body of water that is partially enclosed by land, but it has a wide mouth, affording access to the sea.
So, Ms. Reed, you're saying that a bay is a body of water that is surrounded by land, or partially surrounded by land. It has a big mouth, and it leads out into the sea.
That's correct.
While the peninsula is surrounded by water, but not completely.
Not completely.
And the delta is created by sediment or deposition at the mouth of the river. So anything that is rubble or sand or even maybe trash mixed up with all of those deposits themselves at the mouth of the river and creates a piece of land?
Yes, that's correct.
Next question for Ms. Reed, our specialist. What is the international dateline and what is the prime meridian?
The international dateline is an imaginary line of longitude that is at 180 degrees east or west of the prime meridian. The imaginary line is not straight, and it serves to separate one day from another. That means if you were to travel from the west across the dateline on Tuesday, when you step across the line, it would be Wednesday. The prime meridian is a line of longitude that divides the Earth into the eastern and western hemisphere. It is numbered 0 degrees.
At this point, we'll take a short break. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Thanks for staying with us, children. I hope you've enjoyed our series this time around. Keep watching on this station for more in the GSAT revision program. We'd also like to thank Ms. Reed, our specialist in social studies this time around. Continue watching this station for another in the set of series on the GSAT revision program.